Hello everybody and welcome back to another one of those videos where I talk about updates in the Steam version of Dwarf Fortress coming from Toady1 and KitFox. Yesterday, if you missed the video, there was a really big info dump on Bay 12 by Toady, which talks about a whole lot of bug fixes as well as released a whole bunch of screenshots. And something that I really wanted to do after I saw those screenshots was do a little side-by-side of the build UI in Premium versus the current build UI in Classic. So what this video is going to be, essentially, is it's going to be a kind of walkthrough of what the current game's UI looks like, and then immediately compared and contrasted with the new version. So, in the background right now, you're seeing a little bit of footage of Dwarf Fortress. This is a brand new, fresh install. Nothing has been tweaked or changed. It's just 100% vanilla. Now, this that you're seeing right now is the Premium UI, a place where you've spawned in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the UI in what Premium looks like and then immediately contrast that with vanilla. So this is the build menu in Premium, and this is the build UI in vanilla. So as you can see, the build UI in vanilla is significantly more expansive to the point where I actually have to scroll it to see the lower half of the UI to show all of the things that are crammed in there. There are submenus within this screen, but they're not very well communicated. You can scroll up and down the original UI using plus and minus on the numpad, or by simply selecting the hotkey for the thing that you would like to build. We are going to select the workshops section of the classic UI, and then I'm going to show you what that workshops screen is going to look like in Premium. As you can see, in Premium, it's significantly more compact and placed in a way that makes sense to people who play more modern video games. Of course, from the perspective of myself, I'm very used to the classic UI, it doesn't really actually chart that differently in my brain between these two. They're largely just simply a more efficient version of a UI that I'm very well used to. I think if I had any complaints about the new UI, the one is that the hotkey is hovering above instead of just being listed next to the building itself, because this is going to require me to have muscle memory instead of being able to just quickly just glance and select the button on my keyboard. So as a keyboard player, that is a little bit annoying to me. I kind of do wish that the hotkeys were just similarly to the way they are in Classic, where they're just right next to it. However, this is a totally workable solution, and for me, doesn't really bother me in the long run. That's just my only real gripe with the modern UI. Jumping back over to Classic now, that we've opened up the workshop UI, we're going to select the still, which is selected with an L. As you can see in the modern version over here, within the farming submenu of the new UI, you can see the still being selected here with an L. Then we're going to place it in the classic version of the UI, where you can see the placement, the little kind of green overlay where the piece is being placed. And then when we select the location, it's going to ask what material we want to use. And I select the bayberry wood logs as it's what's closest, versus the more modern UI, where it asks you if you would like to select the material after placement or use closest material. So either use the old style of things, where you simply select the material that you wish to use, or select the closest material, similarly to what I did in Classic over here. So now that we've kind of looked at a comparison of the gameplay, I do want to kind of stress that Dwarf Fortress is going to require more clicks to get the same things done than it did previously. I don't think that this is necessarily a bad thing, though. From the perspective of a keyboard player, an extra keystroke is a very small period of time. We're talking fractions of a second here. As far as clicking goes, I do think that the better organization of the UI makes the game more approachable, even if it's going to require more clicks in the long run. I do think that this new UI is superior. However, there will always be a place in my heart for the kind of mumble-jumbled, all over the place, just kind of list of things from the UI of old. And for anybody who watched the last video, you'll know that I asked you guys to guess what these underground creatures are, and I would feature some of the comments. So here are some of the people who laid down guesses. This is my best guess, which is left to right. Top to bottom, starting on the top left, which is Bug Bat, Pond Grabber, Creeping Eye, Floating Guts, and of course, Hungry Head. And then the bottom row is the Cave Blob, Cave Floater, and Flesh Ball. And then, of course, a helmet snake, and lastly, the magma crab. Alongside of your answers, I also did get one comment that I kind of want to read, which is from Nathil, and they say, I can't say that I recognize these creatures, but that does remind me of a time when I was starting out a new game and I had dug down a ways to find a massive cavern. At the bottom of that cavern, there lurked a giant frog-like creature that was just swimming back and forth in the depths, and I never decided to see what would happen if I unleashed that creature to the overworld, but I do hope to see something like that again in the Steam version. Hopefully with its own sprite as well. I just want to say that someone already responded to this comment, but this sounds like a forgotten beast. Sometimes if you dig into a cavern layer, you'll find ones that are already lurking down in the depths, and they can be quite violent and surprising if you're not expecting them or prepared. That being said, it could also have been some other deeper, darker creature that got loose somehow, but you never know. And yes, they will have their own sprites, and they will be assembled from different parts, part of the reason why the premium tile set has taken so long. If you like these videos, you want to see more videos like them, I have a whole playlist of these, as well as more Dwarf Fortress on my YouTube channel than you can reasonably watch in a lifetime. If you want to watch me and my face when I play Dwarf Fortress Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays on twitch.tv/BLINDIRL. When Premium does release, I will be extending my schedule probably up to 5, maybe 6 days a week. Not as long as I currently stream, but the schedule will get extended. Of course, there will be extensive coverage when Premium does release in the format of tutorials and previews and other cool things like that. So check out the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel for more of that. This channel is bankrolled by my patrons. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.